Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the TJ and the Grumpy Old Man podcast. I'm your host, Sunix, and with me today, as always, is our sports analyst and expert, the Grumpy Old Man. He says there's no shame in his game because he's always the same.
That's me.
That's right, Grumpy. That is you. If you guys enjoy the content over here, please like, subscribe, turn on notifications, comment, and even if you don't, do that as well. We usually shoot to have this show every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Pretty close to being on time, X.
Pretty close. Better today. And if you guys do enjoy the content over here, go check us out on our other channel called the Islanders Never Say Die podcast. It's a podcast about all Islanders hockey. I know last week we pretty much discussed just primarily Winter Olympics due to international break. It wasn't really much to talk about. And I'm sure we'll probably be doing the same thing this week on Wednesday.
Well, no, not necessarily. We're going to be talking about, what we're looking forward to the second half of the season.
True.
That I think pretty much that. I think that's what we'll be talking about, the trade
Bo
deadline.
Horvat. We could talk a little bit about Bo Horvat's production in the last couple of games.
Yeah.
For
And
the
also,
Olympic team.
the NHL trade deadline is going to be coming up fairly soon. So.
Yep. But yeah, we should have that show every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So go check us out. And that's it for me, Grumpy, for our intro.
Did you know that the NBA All-Star Game was today?
Yeah, and it's weird that how they did it this year. So it's like they have three different teams. They have like a world team, which is all players from overseas. Then they have two U.S. teams, which one team's is like Stars, the other one's is Stripes. And I think they just had some kind of. I watched like maybe the last 4 minutes of one of the games. I don't know. I can't get into basketball.
I watched. Okay, I didn't watch any of it. I going to put the Olympics on. It just popped up and Steph Curry was there, I guess, with his kids. Good for you. But I did see about 3 minutes yesterday. I came home and I just happened to pop that channel on where the slam dunk contest was going on. And some guy from the Lakers, I couldn't even tell you his name, Josh something, went and did a slam dunk. And the lowest score you could possibly get is a 40. He got a 42. And there was nothing on that slam dunk. And one of the announcers said, Corey Maggette, who's 46 years old, just did that dunk in the hallway out in the back of the arena. And I was like, oh.
Well, sorry, Grumpy. Would you like to see the slam dunk that won the slam dunk contest?
Sure, why not?
Okay, so in years past, there have been some pretty crazy dunks, right?
Yeah.
Like guys jumping over cars, guys jumping over other people, doing
5 for 3
spins. This is the dunk that won, by the way.
Jordan, Dominique Wilkins.
Doesn't dribble the ball. That's the dunk that won. That was the winning dunk.
Is it one? Anyone know? I mean, first of all, a lot of empty seats. By the way, I noticed not a whole lot of people were there.
No.
Look at this guy. Is there anyone?
There are a lot of empty seats at this event. A lot.
Yeah, the sides are even worse from behind the net.
You can tell.
Yeah,
the ones that are really straight, the lights, nobody's sitting there.
That's right. There's nobody there. No one cares about the NBA anymore. It's a shame.
Well, that's what happens when you run your sport into the ground.
I used to love watching the NBA. It was great. It's just I cannot. It's hard to watch. Guys, load management. Everybody played every single game back in the day.
I don't want to hear anything about load management. Hockey players play the same amount of games that NBA players do, and they get checked and hit constantly. You don't see NBA players getting slammed into the boards or taking sticks to the face or pucks to the face, losing teeth. Like, I got a hard foul. Oh, I got poked.
I'm tired. I don't. How many times do you see where? Oh, well, they're going to miss 3 of their starters tonight. Why would people want to pay for that?
PK Subban said it perfectly when they did the comparison between LeBron James' longevity compared to Alexander Ovechkin's. He said it perfectly in his speech. He said the sports aren't even close to the same when it comes to toughness. He's like, these guys aren't getting hit. They're not getting run over. They're not getting steamrolled. Whereas, LeBron's biggest concern is, I got to worry about pulling a hamstring jumping. I mean, it's not the same.
It's not the same. It's not. The NBA, I mean, like I said, I can't even watch it anymore. Sometimes I put on the finals, maybe, but I don't. I mean, the fact that they have the play-in tournament for the final couple of playoff spots. I don't know. I just not interested. They've lost me as a fan.
Yeah,
Lost me as a fan.
I think it has to do somewhat with there's not really much defense that's played.
Well, I don't know.
In my opinion, your scores are 120 to 130.
Well, everything's a 3-point shot or a dunk.
It's isolation ball, so it's okay. Or if you have a really good 3-point shooter on your team, it's okay. Have a center, and you have a center who can shoot. You put a screen with the center. You have the guy roll around. If he gets the open shot, you take it. If they switch off to double that guy, you dish it out to the center to shoot the shot. That's all it is.
The centers are 3-point shooters now.
Yeah,
too.
well, that's what I'm saying though. You have them set a screen up at the top.
Yeah, I just
have the shooting guard or point guard, whoever you're taking the shot, roll over. If they switch off to have the other center cover them, then you dish the ball out. It's size differential, size advantage, and then have them take the open 3-point shot on a point guard.
Yeah,
that's it.
Like I said, I've just lost interest in the 3-point shooting. It's like, okay, they're real easy to shoot 3-pointers. That's all they do. There's no intermediate game anymore, really, for the most part.
Kobe Bryant was a perfect example. Somebody who had a was dominant mid range.
Oh, you're talking about what, 20 years ago?
Yeah,
25 years ago, right? Think about that. I mean, it's just the game is just so dramatically different from what it was.
Yep.
It used to be, a war out there, physicality. Not everybody could shoot the 3-pointer, and I'm not saying that they could have if they just practiced on shooting 3-pointers. Those teams were never going to win though, because of the physicality the game used to have.
Yep.
I like that. The All-Star game used to be something fun to watch.
It's not. It hasn't been fun in years.
They play no defense.
None.
It's nothing. No defense at all whatsoever. The guys
People are just wasting their money watching that.
It's just I can't. I've lost it. You want to know what's kind of on the way to the same thing? NFL.
The NFL's already there. They played the game in an Amazon warehouse this past Pro Bowl. They played an Amazon warehouse. They're all in shorts and t-shirts. It's a flag football game. They don't tackle. What are we watching? What even is this? It's stupid. It's a waste of time.
I'm talking about the overall product.
Oh, of the NFL. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the Pro Bowl. I was like, the Pro Bowl for that's even worse than the NBA. It's like the same sport.
But the NFL product is almost identical. No one. You don't have any quarterbacks anymore.
Nope.
Got a couple. You got Allen. You got Mahomes. You got Matthew Stafford, who's 37, 38 years old, whatever he is. The rest you could just throw in a blender and just spit them out. There's nobody who shines in a consistent
way. Baker Mayfield is good too.
Okay. Is Baker Mayfield really that great?
He's great. Honestly, probably arguably the best quarterback.
Okay.
Currently.
But no. We know that. And you're talking about that's 15 years ago. Totally different. But I called it, right? I said, when you sing the college, whatever you see happens in high school and college eventually goes to the pros.
Yep.
In college in particular, they started just going to the spread offense, playing, an athlete at the quarterback position, and then make the guys defend. Why? Because you can win games like that in college. You really can. Do you win games like that in the pros? Not really. Nope. Not on a consistent basis. You still have to be able to play from the pocket. Caleb Williams. Okay, is Caleb Williams good? Well, I'll tell you what.
Good at improvising.
He's good in those draw him up in the dirt plays. He's really good in that. But running consistent offense from inside the pocket, he's not very good.
He's good at improvising. Really good. That's what a lot of these quarterbacks are. They're improvisers. It's like, okay, my first read isn't there. I'm running. I'm scrambling out. I'm improvising. I'm looking to try and get some yards or see if I can run around enough to where somebody, they break coverage and one of the players on my team gets open.
I watched the 1990 NFC Championship game last night. It was the Giants, New York Football Giants against the San Francisco 49ers. That's a game. That's a football game. The score was 15-13.
Mhm.
Those guys, that was rock solid defense, just physicality all across the board. Guys making plays offensively. The defenses were fantastic. It was tremendous. You had Jeff Hostetler, who was replacing Phil Simms, who got injured 3/4 of the way through the season, taking over for the Giants, and Joe Montana playing for the 49ers. And one thing I noticed about Joe Montana, man, first of all, the Giants were his kryptonite. He was not a fit. He'd been beautiful, perfect in this era of NFL. But during the physical era, a physical team always gave him problems. The Giants always gave him problems. And I was watching it. Every single throw he's making, he's throwing and, ducking out or throwing off his back foot because, he didn't want to get hit. Didn't want to get hit. Leonard Marshall got him, though. Smacked the hell out of him late in the fourth quarter. And Giants, of course, prevailed, went into the Super Bowl, and one of the greatest Super Bowls ever, Super Bowl 25 against Buffalo Bills. That was the Bills' first trip of 4 consecutive Super Bowl losses. They've never been back since then. Never been back.
Wait, who's never been back?
Buffalo Bills.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, I hate to say it, I don't think they're going to. Even with Josh Allen, they're not going to.
It depends what they do in the offseason.
They're not going to do anything.
I disagree.
They're not going to do anything. They didn't get rid of the problem, who the key problem is, which is the previous general manager. He now has a more important title, and they use Sean McDermott, which I think Sean McDermott should have gone, but they use Sean McDermott as a scapegoat. They didn't get rid of the real issue, which is the GM who's hit on 2 picks in his entirety with the team.
That's not true. Okay, that's not true.
Who else has he hit on?
Okay.
James Cook and Josh Allen. Who else has he hit on?
Okay, more than those guys. Okay. You got Greg Rousseau. I mean, all these guys have been guys who played for them.
Oh, no, I'm talking about offense. I'm talking about offensive players because we know that their defense really hemorrhages 30-plus points every single playoff series, every single playoff game. We know that happens. What have they done on offense?
The Brown kid, the left tackle, the Brown kid has been good. When they say
does Josh Allen throw the ball to Brown?
Well, you said on offense. Well, they play on offense. They're blocking.
Was the run game great in the postseason? Was the run game great in the postseason?
Their run game
was great in the postseason.
Their run game was the best in the game this season.
I'm talking about the postseason. I'm not talking about regular season.
Yeah, they were good in the postseason too.
Okay.
They were absolutely running the ball in the postseason as well.
Well, why did they lose?
He fumbled. That happens, right? Turn the ball over. They turned the ball over 5 freaking times in the divisional round against Denver. 5 times. And the game still went to overtime. You think they're kicking themselves in the head, thinking that, man, we could have won the whole thing this year?
No.
No, they are.
They wouldn't have won the whole thing. They would not have won the whole thing. The Seahawks would have absolutely curb stomped them like they did the Patriots.
I disagree. I'm not saying that the Seahawks wouldn't have won. I'm just saying that game would have been way
Josh Allen
closer.
does what he does when he gets to a serious situation, which is turn the ball over. That's what he's good at doing.
All I'm saying is that game would have been way closer, way more competitive if Buffalo was there.
Sure. I don't disagree with you on that, but they were not beating the Seahawks. The Seahawks, first off, were playing conservative as shit in that Super Bowl.
Well,
they really could have opened it up if they wanted to. They didn't.
Okay. Sam Darnold sucks.
He's not great.
He sucks.
If he hit on a couple more of those passes, they would have put up 50 on the Patriots.
Okay, but he sucks.
Sure.
He's missing wide open guys all over the field.
Sure.
He threw behind guys. How many times that ball should have been picked? That being said, the Patriots didn't even deserve to make it. I mean, the AFC was down this year. It was really down this year.
Would you say that the Patriots have a better defense than the Bills do, though?
Yeah, but the Bills.
Do you think that the Bills' corners get to those balls that Christian Gonzalez got to? I'm going to say no, and I'm going to say that those would have been touchdowns.
Okay, but they would have scored.
Okay, but they also would have hemorrhaged more points. Like, that's great. They would have scored. Sure, not anywhere near as much as the Seahawks though.
The game would have been way more competitive, and Buffalo absolutely would have shot to win because they would have had the best quarterback on the field by far. Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the league.
When he's
And
not
it's
fumbling,
honestly,
fumbling the ball or throwing interceptions. Sure.
it's not even close for second. It's not even close for second. Yeah, okay, he turned the ball. Yeah, he also played
He
with a
always
broken,
does. He always
played with a
does.
broken foot too. He played with a broken
Okay,
foot.
but
Maybe that
what
affects
does
him,
that
you
have to do with him? What does that have to do with him throwing interceptions and fumbling the ball? It's not like his hand was broken.
Okay, but maybe it
Or his
affects
arm.
him with his mobility.
How does
You
that
ever think
affect him
that?
holding onto the ball when he fumbled?
When you're planning that foot. I mean,
Do you think
sometimes
that and just dropped it like that? No.
all I'm
No.
saying is
He dropped the
I'm
ball.
saying
He
is,
fumbled it.
matter of fact, I know Buffalo would have won the Super Bowl if they made it.
You're delusional. Well, they
Because
weren't even
Josh
good enough
Allen's
to
the
beat
best
the
player in the league.
Broncos. Well, they weren't even good enough to beat
Best
the
player in the
Broncos. So
Yeah. They turned the ball over 5 times against Denver.
who was
That's
involved
what
with those
cost them.
turnovers?
That's cost them that imbecile who's gone as a head coach instead of kneeling it out with 12 seconds to go in the second quarter, decides, well, we're going to go for it. He's a dope.
Who was
He's a
involved with those turnovers, Grumpy?
Well, that's on the head
James
coach.
Cook was one. Who were the
That's
others?
on the head coach.
Who was involved with the other turnovers, Grump?
There was you got wide receivers bobbling balls up in the air, getting picked off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not saying that Josh Allen played the greatest game of his career. Not saying that. The coach cost him the game, though. His stupidity cost them the game.
Or do you think it's the fact that when there's
No.
a serious situation, the game's on the line, Josh Allen turns the ball over?
No,
He's done it his whole
no,
career.
it's not true. Historically, it's not true.
How
It's
many
not true.
turnovers does he
Sean
average a
McDermott-
game in the postseason, Grump?
Sean McDermott continually beats his team every single year.
Okay, so what's the excuse going to be? What's the excuse going to be this year when they don't win? What's the excuse going to be? Because he's gone. Because he's gone. So when they don't win again this year and Josh Allen turns the ball over multiple times in the game, what's the excuse going to be?
Why don't you wait to see what actually happens?
Okay, and then when they lose again, what are you going to say?
Why don't we see what happens?
And I guess it's Josh Allen, right? Because the coach is gone.
I'm
So
a
keep
big
the
believer in
coach.
play out. Here's the thing.
Or are you going to blame the next coach that comes in as being the problem?
14 seconds. Buffalo fans know 14 seconds. You have a 3-point lead on Kansas City Chiefs. They have 14 seconds and no timeouts left on the clock, and you let them tie it on a field goal by calling 2 timeouts on defense. That's on the idiot head coach. He doesn't. His thing. He's gone because he continually does stupid things in big situations. He didn't know how to manage a game. I'm not saying Sean McDermott is a shitty head coach. I'm not. But here's the thing. I'm not taking him in a big moment. He's a horrible, horrible big moment coach. Just is. Sorry, Sean McDermott.
Allen had 4 turnovers himself
I know.
in that game against the Broncos.
I'm fully aware of that.
10 total turnovers in 15 career postseason
Fully
games.
aware.
That's not good.
Yeah. And how many
That's not
points
good.
did he still put up on the board?
That's not good.
How many points he still put up on the board?
Oh, so him alone put those points
So
up.
how many
not
points did he
James
put up
Cook
on the
running the
board?
ball.
Everything was manufactured to him.
You're wrong. You just said that
Everything
they were
we have
running the
to.
ball at will. That's not him. That's James Cook. Him handing the ball off ain't shit. JJ McCarthy can do that. You think JJ McCarthy's a good quarterback because he can hand the ball off?
So you're trying to say Josh Allen is not the reason why Buffalo's good? You take Josh Allen off
You
that
just
team.
said that he contributed every single point that was scored for the Bills in that game, which is a lie. Which is an absolute lie.
I think he was responsible for every single thing they do on offense.
No.
He is. They weren't just handing off running the ball. He was throwing it all over the park. How many balls guys drop in that game? How many times? I mean, Buffalo, they dominated Denver. They really did. You turn the ball 4 or 5 times, you're not going to win. And they still went to overtime. Brandon Cook's not able to come down.
James Cook had 24 carries for 117 yards in that game.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
He had some big runs, absolutely. Any touchdown runs?
So he contributed to
touchdown
those
runs?
points.
Any touchdown runs?
No touchdown runs.
No.
He didn't throw 2 interceptions and have 4 and 2 fumbles.
He wasn't responsible for them putting points on the board. He wasn't.
Yeah, he was only responsible for them getting 117 yards, though.
If Brandon Cooks didn't turn into the pumpkin that he's always been, a really soft
117 yards?
Buffalo wins that game.
Average 4.9 yards a carry. If they just gave him the ball every single time, they would have averaged a first down every series. They would have had a first down.
You realize
4.9 yards a carry. That's a first down every series.
You do realize that's not exactly how it works, right? You do
117 yards on 24 carries. That's pretty good.
Okay. Maybe if Brandon Cooks holds on to the ball, we're not even having this discussion because they advance on and they absolutely beat the Patriots.
You're talking about Brandon Cooks drop.
Brandon Cooks dropping that ball right in his freaking hands.
Well, that was a catch.
Okay. Well, then they're in field goal range and they win that game. Okay, so we're not even having this discussion. If Brandon Cooks does his job, but he's soft. He's soft. And that goes right back to the GM. This is a guy they picked up late in the season to bring onto their roster because he did not do a good enough job in the offseason acquiring offensive talent. I think that's going to change this offseason.
I don't. You have the same guy who's in charge of
football. So you think he's just going to roll the same cast and characters?
I think that he's really shit with picking up players. Yeah, I think he's really bad. I think he's really bad at that. The same guy who practically couldn't get any sleep and was glazing the who the hell is the guy? The not Keon Coleman, but the other one, the Shakir kid, saying, "Oh my God, I'm losing sleep about how much I want this guy on my team." Yet then he goes ahead and says, "Oh no, that was McDermott who wanted him." Really, you're on videotape saying that shit, bud.
That was Keon.
You clearly wanted his ass.
He was talking about Keon Coleman.
Whoever the shittier one is of the two wide receivers they have, the one that he drafted, who's terrible, who's been awful.
His biggest issue was not getting any veteran wide receiver help in last offseason. And he thought, we talked about it before on the show, he's like, had a run-in with the hosts of some local sports show that he does commentary on, and they ripped him for not bringing these guys and other wide receivers in. He's like, "Oh, you'll see." Well, we did see.
He also wanted to put threats out on a show that rated his grades for his selections as being shit. He put threats out against them. By the way, that's another thing that guy did. That GM, by the way, by. He's a shitty general manager. They should not have promoted him. They should have kicked his ass out too.
I guarantee you, this offseason, there are going to be changes. They're not going to roll the same cast of characters out there. They're not. They need help on the defensive side of the ball. They do. They will get a veteran wide receiver. They might bring in a guy like Mike Evans.
What makes you think Mike Evans is leaving Tampa Bay?
Because he's not signing back there.
He's going to retire there. He's not going anywhere else.
You want to bet?
He's going to retire with Tampa. Okay, let's see if he signs back. Let's see if he signs back, because I guarantee you they want him back in Tampa. They want him retiring there. They want him retiring there. He's played his whole career there.
Maybe they make a deal for George Pickens in Dallas, who was great.
Oh yeah, he's not a problem. You're right. He shows up in big games.
All I know is
he plays real well in big games.
You cannot doubt how good he was.
So you'll have Brandon Cooks 2.0 then, right? Guy who doesn't show up in big games.
No, he's way tougher than Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks soft. Brandon Cooks is soft. Just is. In a big moment, he disappears.
Anyway, the Bills are going to suck again next. Well, not suck. They'll make the playoffs and they'll lose in the playoffs again. Probably the Chiefs. It's probably what's going to happen. They'll lose again to the Chiefs.
How do you figure the Chiefs going to make it?
I think they're always in contention to make it.
Without Mahomes?
Mahomes will be back.
He's not going to be back to start the year.
How many weeks do you think Mahomes is going to miss?
6. He got hurt with what? How many weeks left?
I think, of the regular season, I think it was 3 or 4 weeks left of the regular season.
That means that, you got to rehab that.
Patrick Mahomes is targeted to return for week 1 of the 2026 NFL season following surgery December 15th, 2025.
I bet you he will not be back week 1. Or he certainly won't be the Patrick Mahomes you're used to seeing. That's what I'll say. And they're a team. They have to
expect to be back week 1.
They have I think they're, I don't know how many million over the cap they are. They're out. They're done. This iteration of the Chiefs is over.
They're getting rid of Travis Kelce. He's gone. He's retiring.
They're bringing Travis Kelce back.
No, he said that he was retiring.
He did not say
he's retiring. With him and Jason Kelce crying about it.
He did not say he's retiring. He absolutely did not say he's retiring.
When did he say he's coming back?
I'm not saying that he might not retire, but I'm going to tell you that as of right now, he has not said that he's retiring. And just for shits and giggles, I want to tell you that the Chiefs are $62 million over the cap this right now. $62 million over the cap. So if you're going to tell me that they're going to be able to add all these players for a team that just collapsed down the stretch, I'm sorry. I just don't. I think this iteration of the Chiefs is over. It just is. I'm not saying they can't get back to the top, but it's not going to be next year, because I'll tell you what, Denver's going to be just as tough. The Chargers are going to be even tougher with Mike McDaniel as their
Here's the thing, can the Chargers stay healthy?
That you say that about every team, right?
Well, Chargers run into a lot more injuries. Or San Francisco it seems like those West Coast teams run a lot more injuries than other teams do.
Okay, but going into the season, Health is a whole nother thing, just on paper, right? That's all we can talk about now. The Chargers are going to be much better with Mike McDaniel as their head coach. Absolutely.
I don't disagree with that. You mean as their offensive coordinator?
As their offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I think he's a really good OC. He's not a good head coach.
I think he's a fantastic OC, and I think they're going to be way better. What's the one thing they couldn't do this year? Because their defense was solid, rock solid this year. They just couldn't get it done offensively.
Well, that's because they were missing their 2 all-pro right tackle and left tackle.
So they're going to get those guys back.
Yeah, they will.
It automatically makes your team better. It automatically makes your team better.
Sure.
When you have the 2 best blockers are back healthy next year.
Remember, Justin Herbert gets hurt a lot, though.
And they like
he gets hurt just about every year.
Okay, but they like to run the ball. Well, you know what? When you're running for your life and getting hammered all over the place, yeah, that's right. But if his linemen are back, and the Dolphins have an offense where Tua Tagovailoa just stood back there for 10 minutes before he threw the ball? No, they got rid of the ball quick on guys on crossers, slant patterns, quick hitting shots. That's when Tua was at his best.
So you think the wide receiver core that they have right now is contingent to running quick routes?
I think
they have one guy in Ladd McConkey.
The offseason hasn't even started yet. I think you're going to see a lot. These teams are going to prove they're not going to just bring back the same guys. That's what you.
I think they're going to bring back a lot of the same players.
They're not bringing back all the same guys. You'll see McConkey will be there.
Well, yeah, he's young. He's like, what,
do they want to stick with Quentin Johnston? Do they want to stick with Quentin Johnston? I don't know. He drops more than he catches.
Okay, so who's going to pick up a guy like that, though? Because, okay, you get rid of him. Who's going to want him?
I mean, I'm just saying. Don't think that these teams are just going to bring the same guys back.
Well, I mean, you can't run it like a franchise Madden team where all these teams just accept every trade. I mean, teams have got to want the guys that you want to get rid of.
You're talking about free agency in the draft. You're not going to talk about making trades.
What wide receiver free agents that are actually impactful are going to be available that teams aren't going to re-sign?
Alec Pierce is out there. George Pickens, Mike Evans, Brandon
Mike Evans. I'm telling you, Mike Evans is not going to be going to free agency. I'm telling you that right now. He will not. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers will sign him back.
Well, you know what? The good thing about the show is that we're going to find out in like 3 weeks.
Yeah, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will sign back Mike Evans. He's not going anywhere.
I think they're letting him go.
Okay,
that's the word.
I mean, I will say this: it would be the GM now, president of football operations with the Bills, is going to have to change over a totally different leaf from what he's previously done in the past.
He's going to have to add some weapons for Josh Allen. The outside.
Well, he hasn't since. So that's what I'm saying. He's going to have to change over. He's going to have to turn leaf very differently from what he's used to be doing.
I feel this year is going to be different. Last year, he brought in Joshua Palmer from the Chargers. He got hurt. Now, I don't think Joshua Palmer is the answer to all their problems. No idea. I don't even know who the OC for that team is, honestly.
Who the
Buffalo Bills? I don't think they've been brought an OC in yet. But I mean, I think there's going to be changes with Buffalo. When you fire the head coach, you're not just going to run it back with the whole same guys again. You're not. You're going to change things up. You absolutely are. That's just what happens. Let's talk about the Super Bowl review.
Sure.
What did you think about that game on a scale of 1 to 10? What would you say, like, for compelling?
It was pretty boring.
So what, like 3?
3 or 4.
It was pretty obvious early on that it was really a step too far for the Patriots. I mean, Drake May absolutely collapsed.
Drake May is not a good quarterback. When he plays against teams that are above 500 or didn't fire their head coach, he struggles.
You can't say he's not a good quarterback, okay? He's 23 years old.
They had the lowest amount of points scored in a playoff postseason to make it to the Super Bowl in history of the sport. They averaged 18 points a game, which is the lowest in the history of the sport since the Super Bowl era.
He was sacked 21 times over those 4 games, and he was terrible. He started playing some tougher defenses, and he was terrible. He had happy feet. He turned the ball over 8 times in the 4 games. But you can't say that he's a terrible quarterback.
He got lucky the fact that if he played in the NFC, they would have been eliminated in the first round.
Okay, he's 23 years old.
If they played in the NFC, he would have been eliminated in the first round.
Okay.
He's lucky the fact that he played against.
I'm talking about you saying he's a terrible quarterback. You want to know a terrible quarterback? Sam Darnold is a terrible quarterback.
Sam Darnold's a Super Bowl champion.
Terrible. I don't care.
You think you'll ever say that about Drake May?
Hold on. I don't know, but I'm going to tell you what. Would you take Sam Darnold if you're starting a franchise tomorrow, Sam Darnold over Drake May?
Well, we're talking about age difference.
I would
probably take Drake May. Drake May's younger.
I'm talking about player to start a franchise over. Is anyone picking Sam Darnold over Drake May? Sam Darnold's parents aren't even picking him over Drake May.
I'd take a Super Bowl champion.
Nobody is taking Sam Darnold over Drake May.
I'd take a Super Bowl champion.
Nobody. Sam Darnold is not as good as Drake May. Is Drake May Tom Brady? No, he is not. Is he Patrick Mahomes? No, he is not. You can absolutely win with Drake May. I don't know. Here's the problem I have with Drake May. It seemed like the moments were way too big for him. He is 23. I think the Patriots next year, and they got rolled in the Super Bowl. That game wasn't even as close as 29-13. Wasn't even that close, right? It was a blowout. But we predicted that. And next, who did I say was going to be MVP? You remember?
You said Kenneth Walker, but you also did say that he would score 2 touchdowns.
Okay. Who won MVP?
It was Kenneth Walker.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Who said that the Seahawks were going to win since before the playoffs even started?
You did. I picked the Rams. You picked the Seahawks.
Thank you.
That's correct.
Thank you.
And you know what? I was a fumbled punt away from being correct. But that's you got to execute. You got to execute it, right? The Rams fumbled the ball, turns into a Seahawk touchdown in the fourth quarter. That's why the Seahawks won the game.
They also benefited from the Devontae Adams catch that the Bills did not. That being said, you have to execute. And I always say it. If you don't execute, you lose those games. So I'm not saying that Seattle lucked their way to it. They executed that play. The Rams did not, and it cost the Rams the chance to win a Super Bowl. It absolutely did. Do I think the Seahawks are a dynamic team? No. They're a very balanced team. They have good offense and good defense.
I think their head coach is really good. I think their defense is really good. Not as good as the Legion of Boom era, for certain. No. But that defense is really good. They get after the quarterback, and they stop the run with 4 guys. When you can do that, it means that you can spread the field, makes it real difficult to pass on. And they're just not going to let you get big plays on them. Just not going to see it. The Rams
they played extremely cautious in that game, though. I don't know if it was up until about the second half. They played extremely cautious. Just ran the ball, no deep throws. Because they just were like, we just need to manage the game to win.
That's right. They had no fear of the Patriots offense.
I mean, they had how many straight 3-and-outs with punts, the Patriots offense in that game? I think it was 7 straight.
Their first drive, they had 6 and it was 6 and out. They did get a first down.
But I think they had 7 straight or 6 straight 3-and-outs. Okay, 9 straight 3-and-outs.
Yeah, 9 straight.
There's no threat to put points up.
Yeah. And that's why they played conservative. And the fact they had Sam Darnold at quarterback, because I'll tell you what, he was shaky too. If they played anybody else, they might have lost because he was not good. He's not good. And I'm glad he won the Super Bowl. I like Sam Darnold. He's taken a lot of shit from a lot of people for a long time. But you know what? I'm glad he won. Good for him. He's not a good quarterback, though. No one is taking Sam Darnold.
One thing you can't take away from him, he is a Super Bowl champion.
So is Trent Dilfer. He was a sidecar as well for the Baltimore Ravens in 2000. So was Peyton Manning in that last Denver Super Bowl that he won. He was horrid.
He was terrible that whole year.
Because he couldn't throw the ball anymore.
I think he threw 15 interceptions and had 7 or 9 touchdown passes that last year. But no, it was not. He had more interceptions than touchdowns in the regular season. Why don't you bring
it up that season, 2015, I believe it was.
Yep.
You can bring that up. But he was not good. That defense was outstanding, though. So what did you see him do? Game manage. Keep the ball on the ground, short passes. They were not a great offensive team, but their defense was outstanding that year.
Yeah, he had 2,249 passing yards, 9 touchdowns, and 17 interceptions that season.
He wasn't good.
He was awful.
He was
terrible. Awful.
Now, here's the thing. Since in the Super Bowl era that they talk about from 1970 and on, Drake May had the biggest drop in quarterback rating from regular season to playoffs. When you play,
he's not playing the cupcake teams. Yeah.
Well, it was like a -29. I mean, think about how bad that is.
Yeah. Well,
and again, it could be, if you watch any of the NFL film stuff from this week, he just looked like he was shook. Like the moment was too big for him. Vrabel was coming over and say, "Hey, smile, kid. Come on, smile, kid."
He asked him if he wanted to finish the game.
Stephon Diggs came up and said, "Hey," he's like, "Come on, this is the greatest time of your life. Come on, let's go. Head up, chin up." What does it tell you? Moment's too big for him. Now he's 23.
Do you think that maybe it has to do with the fact that he wasn't playing the Jets or the Dolphins, in these playoff games? Do you think maybe that's why his record his QBR went down?
He also hurt his shoulder. Yeah,
excuses.
I don't know how much it affected him. I agree with you that weak schedule, they benefited from that. And we're not going to let you run up the middle. That's what he likes. He likes to run up the middle break those plays. He did nothing with his legs. Nothing. But his throws were terrible. He was terrible against Denver. He was really not much better against Houston. I mean, but he had the other guy crapped his pants, C.J. Stroud, which made it easy. He turned the ball over. Was even worse. He turned over the ball two times in that game, fumbled it. And against the Chargers, same thing. He was terrible in the playoffs. I don't think he's a terrible quarterback. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. We'll have to see. One
thing I don't know if you heard about Stephon Diggs. What happened with him?
He, I don't know. I thought didn't he have like a case or something against him?
Well, yeah, that he pleaded not guilty. He's going to get cut.
Yeah,
he's going to get cut. They'll absolutely cut him.
Yep.
I mean, otherwise it's going to be like $26 million in a cap space for next year for a guy who's going to be 33 years old. And, he's just. I mean, I like Stephon Diggs as a player, but he's got all that off the field stuff. He made the mistake of inviting Cardi B, who was his girlfriend, and I guess he has a baby through him. And then he also put another one of his baby mamas wearing his jersey sitting next to his mother in the stands. And Cardi B broke up with him right after the game. They both unfollowed each other on Instagram, and Cardi B threw like a $1.2 million party for him after the Super Bowl, and she didn't show up, and neither did he. So that party's kind of a bust. Do you know what? In the last year, he's had 5 different children.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not
surprised. Tyreek Hill is the same way. I think he has like multiple children with multiple different women.
They had a interview when he played with the Minnesota Vikings a number of years ago. Which teammate?
I remember that you don't want to go out with your sister, and everybody said it was Stephon.
And there was no hesitation even. Yeah. Diggs, Stephon Diggs. No way.
Yep. Yeah. I think we can agree. We knew exactly what was going to happen in that Super Bowl.
Yeah. Now,
we've been saying it for weeks.
Would you say the Patriots were a fraud team? They were frauds.
I mean, I just think that they played a weak ass schedule, and they had a weak ass, they played weak ass teams in the playoffs, more so banged up teams in the playoffs to get their way to the Super Bowl.
I agree.
I don't think it's that they were frauds. I think they just had a great circumstance that they were the series of unfortunate events, those teams that they played against.
Yeah. And they got every single break. Every single break. They didn't have to play Buffalo.
They didn't have to play they didn't, honestly, with the exception of Houston, they didn't play a healthy team.
Well, Houston wasn't healthy. Nico Collins was out.
Oh, yeah, and so was Dalton Schultz too. Dalton Schultz was out that game too. Well, but I'm saying you played against the Chargers, who had who had the worst offensive line in the league.
Yep.
Statistically the worst offensive line in the league. Then you played against Houston without Nico Collins and Dalton Schultz
and C.J. Stroud.
And you had captain turnover at quarterback. and then you played against the Broncos with Stidham, who put you in, pretty much gave you the game by fumbling the ball at the 11-yard line. So it's like, I mean, if they played the Broncos with Bo Nix, they would have lost to Denver. Denver would have been going to the Super Bowl.
I agree.
100%. Bo Nix would have absolutely destroyed them.
Now, here's what I say. Regardless of all that, because I think the Patriots will probably be a better team next year, but their record will not be anything near what this year's was because they'll be playing a first-place schedule, and there's a book on Drake May now, right? I think that's fair to say. There's a book on him. So I think they'll be a better team, but their record won't be as good. I think Buffalo is going to retake that division. And I think this was a lost opportunity, regardless of how they got to the Super Bowl, for the Patriots, because I think it's going to be a little while before you see them back again.
They might not make it back. You know, there's historically a thing, quarterbacks who make the Super Bowl their second year in the league, a lot of them don't ever return. For instance, Joe Burrow is one.
Dan
Marino. Yep. Another one that never returned. There was another quarterback.
Brock Purdy.
Yes. Brock Purdy was the other one.
But he sucks.
But I'm just saying, historically, a lot of quarterbacks who make it their second year don't end up returning back to the Super Bowl.
That's true.
I mean, looking at Brock Purdy and Joe Burrow, do you realistically think, unless Joe Burrow leaves Cincinnati, do you realistically think there's a shot in hell of him making the Super Bowl again?
No.
Yeah.
No.
That's my thing. It's like, and Drake May could be the same way with the Patriots.
It's possible. It's possible. But I just don't think you say that he's a terrible quarterback. He's not a terrible quarterback.
Okay, I don't think he's a terrible quarterback. I think when he plays against good competition, though, he sucks.
Well, he got exposed as a 23-year-old. He got exposed this year. He did.
Because here's the thing. I'd say, he might be on the same level of Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy looks great playing against the really shitty teams, but when Brock Purdy has to play against the really good teams, he can't do anything.
He's better than Brock Purdy.
Okay.
Yes.
Brock Purdy didn't look that bad in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
He didn't.
But San Francisco had way better weapons than the Patriots did. There's no Christian McCaffrey on their team. There was no Deebo Samuel on that team. There was no George Kittle on that team. Their offensive line was way better than Will Campbell, who gave up 14.
Will Campbell was abysmal. They need to move his ass into guard.
He got steamrolled. Well, Vrabel said he's going to be our starting tackle next year. Okay. Nice. I told you, they say he's got really short arms. It's not the arms that give me a problem. It's that slender shoulders. He's got like those slender shoulders. You got to get bigger. You got to get stronger. He was just dumb against every good team and every good pass rusher he played. He got owned because he's got short arms. He doesn't set properly. And it's just the way it is. I think eventually he will have to kick inside. Vrabel says no. Why? Because, you're not giving up on a 23-year-old first-round draft pick.
Well, yeah, you also drafted your first-round draft pick to play left tackle.
Right. I mean, so you're not going to see that. I mean, I'm not saying that he's great. He might be a better guard, but Vrabel says he's not playing that. You realize that picking up good left tackles in free agency is really hard.
It's majority quarterbacks. That's their blind side.
They very rarely,
really freaking good to play left tackle, and
they very rarely make it to market. Yeah. Very rarely do they make it to market.
Yep. You want to go into some Winter Olympics now, Grubby?
Okay, that's fine, Mr.
What were you going to say? Sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Have you learned anything about Olympic athletes this week?
They like to bang.
I want to bring up Ilya Malinin. What the hell's his name?
Oh, you're talking about, okay. Well, I was talking about more so the fact that they burned through like 10,000 condoms in 3 days.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, at least they're practicing safe sex.
Yeah, they burned through a lot of condoms really quick.
And they're probably hitting people from other countries, I think.
They absolutely are. So it's the Olympic Village. They all stay in this Olympic Village, and it's all the countries stay there together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so this is not like an unknown thing. This is every Olympics, by the way.
Young people, good looking, good bodies, right? I mean, you're not seeing some 400, well, weightlifting maybe, but you're not seeing, some 450-pounder out there. These people are all in shape, right?
Yeah, you for the most part in really good shape. Yeah.
In peak physical performance. Yeah, well, good for them. And they're getting some strange from all the other country. I bet you they probably have the thing like, remember you went to Cooperstown, you used to get little pins from all the teams.
Oh my God, don't say this. Come
So
on.
I think that's what these guys are doing. They're getting pins like from Japan and Germany and Denmark and Netherlands and all these other things.
Oh my God.
I didn't realize that you were going to talk about that.
Well, that you said, what have you learned about the athletes in the Olympics? And I was like, that they like to have sex. I mean, I was like, I mean, you're talking about a very broad thing. So I was like, okay, this is something that's in common with all of them, apparently.
I try to focus on the athletic events.
Sure. Well, son, that can be considered an athletic event.
I do want to talk about something, right? The Malinin kid. He's the figure skater who's hasn't lost a tournament since 2023. That's a long time. All his competition shit the bed. Some guy from Kazakhstan or Latvia, I don't even know where he's from, kid with braces on his teeth, skated okay, didn't fall. The quad god, as he's known, and he's only 21. He's only 21. His mom and dad both figure skaters. I think from the Soviet Union. Biggest moment of his life.
Fell twice.
He played like Tumbleine out there.
He played like Drake May.
He fell twice. Of all the quads, he was singling on quads, skipping things. He had such a big lead, and he failed so catastrophically that he wound up coming in eighth.
He looked like Josh Allen trying to hold on to the ball in a big moment in the postseason. That's what he looked like. Fumbled.
And now, here's the thing. I'm going to rip him and then credit him at the same time. Coming off the ice, when he came off the ice, he knew. You know when you shit the bed. He comes off, he's like, if they had let me skate in Beijing like they should have, this wouldn't have happened today. That's what he said to his people coming off the ice, because they wouldn't he was 17 at the time. They would not let him skate in Beijing in the 2022 Olympics. So he felt, he would have came in, he would have learned from that experience and then better for it today. Is that possible? Yeah. I think it's possible. You don't say that, particularly when you could say that privately, but you don't want to be caught talking about that where everyone can hear it. It's like, dude, not a good look. That being said, he interviewed not even 5 minutes after that, where Andrea Joyce interviewed him, and he's like, yeah, it was terrible. And he absolutely he cleared it, he cleaned it up. He absolutely did. Did not take blame, talking about the Beijing thing, did not say that. That was a hot mic moment that he was caught on. So he gets a little bit of a pass from me, but you got to be smarter than that, right?
Yeah.
You know what he should have done? He's like, how do you think? He should have turned around and says, let me look at the back of my pants. Is there a brown spot there? Because that's how I skated today. And everyone would have loved him for it. He'll be back in 4 years.
Oh, he definitely will.
I said to the warden, I said, you know what? These guys, if he doesn't skate again, no one will ever remember Ilya Malinin. Malinin. No one will ever remember him, because that's the way it is in these Winter Olympic sports and even in the Summer Olympics, where, you can be great all those years. Nobody cares if you win how many events, how many world championships. You have to win that Olympic medal. If you don't, no one knows who you are. No idea who you are. And that's why I feel bad for those kids. I really do. I really do. So hopefully he comes back. But you know what? That's what happens and you wonder, is Drake May like him? Is he like Drake May? When the biggest moment happens, you kind of shrink from the moment. Not like, guys like Tom Brady.
Or not like my boy, that Norwegian cross-country skier.
Klæbo.
Yeah, stud.
He's been doing this for a while now.
Yeah, well, he won another gold.
It's 4 golds.
Yeah, he's stud. Guy's an absolute machine. Bionic man. Guy's incredible. In other news, Grumpy, have you watched any of the curling?
I have watched some of the curling. I love curling.
Have you seen the controversy that's been going on
No,
with curling
what
with the
is that?
Canadian teams specifically?
Oh, no.
So they had not just they had the women's, but not just the women's, the men's also. It says here Sweden knew Canada's Mark Kennedy was a notorious cheater, so they set up a camera at the hog line to record it and caught him doing it at the Olympics. You can see him clearly here
touching
pushing
it.
with the finger. Yes.
That should be
Yes, which you
disqualification.
should not do. Yup. So not only him and on the Canadian men's team, but also the women's team was caught doing the same exact thing. And he was telling the thing that was crazy is he was telling the Swedish guy to like he's saying this, it was caught on air, telling him to F off, all this, like F you, F off, all this. I'm like, not a good look for Team Canada when it comes
These
to the
guys
curling.
bounced.
I don't know if they were bounced or not. I'm not sure. I can look it up.
I will say they'll absolutely be watching this now. You cannot let that happen. Now, I know the United States girls team beat Canada for the first time like ever in the qualifying round.
Yeah, I did see that. That was a good game they had. I don't know, game match. I don't know what it's called.
Curling. Does anyone you realize X that we have a curling organization here in Charlotte?
Yes, I am aware. I sent
and
it.
One of the guys who's part of that curling organization actually participated in the Olympics in a game that the United States was not going to be able to beat Sweden. So they put him in to let him. He was 53 or 54 years old. Good for him. Right? Good for him.
Yeah, so it says that they have not. It says no Canada's curling teams have not been kicked out of the 2026 Winter Olympics. Both the men's and women's teams faced intense scrutiny and accusations of double touching, which is touching the scone twice or touching the granite after releasing it while stones were removed and controversy erupted. No team was disqualified. To me, that's BS. They clearly are touching the thing twice.
Obviously,
clearly doing that.
Finger on it.
Yeah. Well, not only the men's, but the women's did the same exact thing too.
Yeah.
They did the same thing. They did the double touch.
They should absolutely be looking for that.
I would play the video, but I have a feeling if I do play the video, it's going to shut down. It's going to shut down the show.
Play the video. We saw the photographic evidence of those cheating Canadian bastards.
Now, Grumpy, this was an interesting post here that you might like. This is a little off topic from the Olympics, but the Houston Texans might have a nice offensive line prospect. It says Best Buy girl does well in a phone booth, lateral quickness, high motor, good gap scheme fit, potential late first rounder or early day 2 interior offensive lineman for the Texans.
Okay.
Would you like to watch, Grumpy? They got some game film of her.
That's what I like to see, X. Oh, man, look at her. Yeah, man, she's shutting. Oh, my gosh. Is that a guy she's bullying?
Yes.
He's one of the little cucksters. Got himself bullied up by a girl. Man, she does. She does work good in a look at that. She's not holding at all.
Nope.
She's got a solid punch. She does work good in a phone booth. Look at her. Look at that. Getting no pressure. What's this guy trying to steal?
I don't know. A blender or something, probably.
Who's this other guy? A little running back trying to help her out at the end?
Oh, speaker. He's trying to steal a speaker. Yeah, I guess so. That's the running back. That's the running back to help Chip.
He's trying to chip before he goes out for a pass.
That's right.
Honestly, she looks like she had it all under control.
I was very surprised by that. I was like, wow. I was like,
yeah, I
said, dang. I said, some teams might be giving her a ring.
She had that nice natural knee bend. She flipped those hips really nicely, kept her hands out front. I tell you what, Will Campbell should watch out for her taking his job.
Yeah, well, I was going to say anybody on the Chargers offensive line.
Would have been better. She was really, really good. Let's give her credit. Good job. Let me tell you something. Some of these women, like McDonald's girl, Mikhail Becton. You remember that McDonald's?
Oh,
clip?
yeah. Oh, yeah. I think that was actually the one that was tagged underneath it.
Oh, we got to show that again.
Oh my God, it is.
Let's show that one too. Just because I love that. DJ would never show that. It's like my favorite of all time.
It says
here we go.
McDonald's girl, heavy hands, road grader,
plays with leverage,
good anchor, potential day 3 interior O-line selection for the Texans. Here we go.
Yeah, make it bigger and take down the little thing so we can see the whole thing. Take down the
all right. Okay.
So we can see that whole thing there, X. There we go. Oh, she's slinging them all over. Look at this guy. Oh, my God. How embarrassing. This guy lost his man card, his woman card, every card he ever owned. Oh, Just slung his ass to the ground. Look at that. She's a finisher. She finishes. Oh, perfect. Mekhi Becton.
Oh,
Should be stealing my order.
yikes. Oh my God. Anyway, anything else you wanted to hit on with the Winter Olympics, Grumpy?
I just want to talk about my girl, the Dutch skater with the questionable intelligence level, dating that Jake Paul character. She got a silver medal today in the 500 meter. The speed skater. She won.
She did.
She got the gold earlier in the week in the 1,000, and she has the silver now in the 500. And the girl who she beat, the Netherlands is 1 and 2 in both those races this year, and they just flip-flop spots in those two events. So
Okay.
good for them. Very good for them.
I was watching here. There apparently somebody was doing some kind of like long freestyle skiing jump where they do a whole bunch of the tricks and they launch off this thing. Got knocked out. Did you see that?
I did not see it.
Do you think I can play it on here? It's not actually.
I do not think you can play it.
Dang, I kind of want to show it, but okay.
Maybe you could draw up some pictures and show us what happens, and just put the pictures up.
I mean,
like actually stick figures,
face flat on the ground and just sliding. That's what it looks like at the end.
Oh, okay.
Face flat on the ground and sliding. Then we also did have a fight, Grumpy, in hockey. Team Canada against Team France, and Tom Wilson was involved.
I bet he got ejected.
They both got ejected.
There you go. You're not allowed to fight in the Olympics.
Yes, that is correct. I see, and I think they should let him fight. I think they should. They absolutely should. People want to see blood.
Now, here's the thing. Canada is by far the best team in this tournament.
They were up 10-2 on France.
They won 10-2.
Well, I'm just saying they were up 10-2. There were still 6 minutes and 59 seconds left in the third.
Got to send a
when
message.
The fight occurred.
So they got to send the message to those French.
What is the message?
Don't come back again.
I mean, don't come out.
Why don't you do what you usually do in a war? Just back up and let somebody fight it for you.
Oh my God. But anyway, I was gonna say, like, the only message is, hey, if we face off again, don't bother coming out of the locker room. That would be about it.
That's it. Don't bother coming out.
Oh. Yeah, they do have the footage here of the guy. He's yelling. This is the Canadian curler guy. Yeah, just yelling about the double touch, telling the Swedish team to F off.
You could probably play the sound, but not the video.
Well, I can't. You think I could play the sound without the video?
I don't know.
I mean, tell me if
why don't you just quote it, X? You could just say it.
Oh man.
Use your acting skills, your acting chops.
Can you hear this?
Sweetie.
Can you hear this or no? Okay, you stop talking for a second. Can you stop talking for a second? Tell me if you can hear this.
No.
Okay. Never mind. He's just telling him to F off. He's like, I haven't done it once, all this, that, and the other thing.
I haven't done it once. Yes, I've done it
times.
500 times, but I haven't done it once. And I was not lying. That's probably what happened next.
Yeah, and then anything else you want to talk about the Winter Olympics, Grumpy?
I mean, we're coming down to the last week. And again, the Winter Olympics are my favorite Olympics. You get to see more of the events. I tell you what, I like the cross-country steering. Our boy Calabo, like we mentioned, has 4 gold medals. He's got 2 more to go. One on the 18th, which is the lovely Liza's birthday, 2 years old. He has a race. I don't know what one it is, but then on the 21st, I think that's the last day, they have the 50K. So that's like 50 kilometers of that skiing thing that
he'll probably finish that in 12 minutes.
Well, probably not.
He's stud.
But I mean, the guy's unbelievable, right? Let's be honest. He's phenomenal.
Insane.
And he has broken the record for most gold medals by a Winter Olympian. He's broken that record.
Yep.
So, and he can extend it. I don't know how old he is. I don't think he's that old.
I think he wins like literally everything.
I mean, he's tremendous.
He's insane. I did want to touch base on one more thing. Did you hear what Matthew Tkachuk said to Leon Draisaitl, Grumpy?
I do not.
His team Germany played against the United States. And Matthew Tkachuk says, always the bridesmaid, Leon? Always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Is it any wonder that other players hate him so much?
No.
It's not.
No.
You love him as a teammate, but man, you hate him if you're playing against him.
Oh yeah,
because that comment, honestly,
is uncalled for.
It's unnecessary, and you want to. I mean, he's playing for freaking Germany, right? Mm-hmm. Germany's no threat to win an Olympic medal. I mean, the United States didn't win it either, so maybe Matthew Tkachuk shouldn't be talking so much shit either. And right now, the way it looks, Florida Panthers are not going to make the playoffs. Where Leon Draisaitl absolutely will, right? I mean, it's just not smart. I don't know. He's a scutch. Likes to needle guys.
Oh my gosh, people are making AI now of the Canadian guy. I could probably show this because this is not anything Olympic based.
If it's not Olympic, I guess we can do it.
It's not Olympic. It's AI. It's AI.
AI. Okay. Is he pushing it like with his hand?
Yes, it says, oh! What do you think about tonight's hockey? Can Canada poke the puck all the way in?
Yeah, see, that's, oh, look at this. Oopsie daisy. Oh, no. That's not right.
That's good.
That's not right.
That's good. Anyway, let's get into some comments, Grumpy.
Okay. Drew says, funniest thing about this weekend is how finally people are starting to realize how much of a train wreck Adam Silver has been as a commissioner of the NBA. I've been saying this for like 5 years. It takes a long time for people to turn on somebody or on a league, particularly it's extremely possible. And that's in anything in life, right? When you have something that's a big organization, it's usually going downhill. Even countries or dynasties country-wise over time. I mean, the Roman Empire collapsed, after however many years it was, but they were in serious decay long before they collapsed. You're seeing that in the NBA. You're seeing that in the NFL also. You're seeing the product not live up to what it should have been, what it has been in the past. And people eventually just say, okay, we'll watch it, but, there's no fervor for it. And I think you're seeing that absolutely the NBA, and you're seeing the NFL as well.
Yep.
Drew also adds, rumor has it that Pat Riley has been consuming too much P-Hub. I don't know what that is.
Which is corn, but with a P in the front.
Oh, okay. I sent it in the DMs as to why he's been sleeping at the trade deadline the past 4 years. Okay, I don't know if that's the case or not. So Drew has probably, I guess, been doing some type of investigative work when it comes to that. And
I'll pull it up right now.
He's come up with a little reason why things are happening.
Oh my God. I think this is a troll account, by the way. I don't think it's real.
Okay. Miami front office executives are scrambling to break into Pat Riley's office to urge him to make a move. Yeah, this is absolutely fake. Riley currently has his door to his office barricaded. The team cut off his P-Hub subscription on Tuesday evening in an effort to create urgency. Wow. Yeah, I'm going to say it's probably not true. Drew says, also some news on the Giants side. Joe Shane got essentially neutered to now being relegated to scouting only. What a fall from grace, but I'm glad it happened in order to get John Harbaugh. I think the Giants are going to be much better next year. Much better. I think they lost something like 8 games where they had 10-plus point leads.
Well, they also had, you got to think, they were without Malik Neighbors, without Cam Scatterbo, who were 2 of their best offensive players all year. And Jackson Dart also missed some games.
Yeah, I think they're going to be better.
Yes.
I mean, could they win division? Probably not. I mean, but the Eagles look like they're just dying to implode with Satriani. What the hell's his name? The goof who's their head coach. Sirianni. As their coach. They're just looking to implode. Now, supposedly, A.J. Brown is on the market. He can be had for the right price. He's going to be 30 now. He's on the wrong side of 30. But, I mean, he can still play. Is he what he was, 3 years ago? No. But he can still play. A team like Buffalo could pick him up. They need to revamp that wide receiver room. They absolutely do. They need to make sure that they get the offensive line sorted out, and they need help on the defense. They absolutely do. Drew says, also, Stephon Diggs has more baby mamas than yards in the Super Bowl. Yeah, without a doubt. Kungu says, will the USA hockey team take home the gold? No. Was Frosty the Snowman's took us cold? Probably.
Yes.
But I don't think he even noticed. It's made of snow. Doesn't bother him at all. Gugun adds, Brock Nelson is playing like Gretzky in the Olympics. Was Arthur Fonzarelli popular with the chicks? He was super popular with the chicks. He had, not only did he hit Pinky Tuscadero, then they brought on her sister Leather Tuscadero. Susie Quattro was a singer back in the day, and they brought her on also. But the Fonz, he just snapped those fingers and the chicks come a-running. That's all I got to say, X. Drew adds, X, did you see the clip of Jace Richardson falling on his back during the dunk contest? Felt like it was just a straight out of a cartoon. Let's see this.
Backboard, yeah.
Goodness.
So see how the ball is angling in. And
Oh,
His head really cracked off that wood.
oh my goodness. He hopped up.
good backboard.
He really hit that floor hard.
Well, 40.8.
Not good.
James Farrell says, you want the NBA better, get rid of the three-point line. Yeah, that's fair. Do you want to know where the three-point line started, X?
No, I don't know where it started.
The ABA, the American Basketball Association, which came in the 1970s. Guys who got their starts there were guys like George Gervin, Dan Issel, Dr. J. I mean, that was a fun league, honestly. They also had the red, white, and blue ball. Like
I
I
like
said,
the Harlem Globetrotters. They had that ball too.
well, the ABA is the ones who started it.
Okay.
So, I mean, they were fun to watch. They were fun to watch. Indiana Pacers came, and the Denver Nuggets and the Nets all came from the ABA. And there's another one too. San Antonio Spurs. They all came from the AWA. Those four teams were ABA teams, and they incorporated them into the NBA. James Farrell said, looks like my Raiders are some good quality coaches now, have some good quality coaches now, finally. We'll find out. They have a long way to go. The Mendoza kid's going to be the number one overall pick. Clint Kubiak is a pretty good quarterback coach and offensive coordinator. It's his first head coaching gig, so let's find out. I think they still need help on the defensive side of the ball. They need problems. They have problems, though. Max Crosby said he does not want to play for them. Move him, because by the time they're good again, he won't be. Move
Correct.
him. Get yourself a couple of first-round picks and maybe a young player or something like that. That's what they need to do. They absolutely want to expedite.
You want to know why he doesn't want to be there anymore? He sees that the team might have a possibility of winning games and potentially making the postseason in the near future.
Wow.
So he doesn't want to do that.
Okay, but they're a ways away. I mean, they're a ways away. Let's be
Sure.
honest, right?
Sure.
So, I mean, they need help everywhere. They need more draft picks. So, yep, move Max Crosby and get yourself a couple of firsts and maybe a young, talented young player and be active in free agency. Let's see how much money they have going into. They have like 70 effective cap space, $76 million. So they can absolutely do some damage on the free agent market, right? You just got to be smart at it. I mean, I don't know if the GM, who Brady seems like handpicked, was a guy from Tampa last year. Let's see what he does this year with that amount of money. Drew says, some Islanders news I found recently. We've been in the rumors to trade for Patrick Laine. Grumpy, I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. I don't hate Patrick Laine. Phil hates Patrick Laine. I just don't know if he's the answer for this team. He does not play any defense. Don't we have a lot of guys on this team like that? Anthony Duclair, he's been a healthy scratch. How often now? Because he doesn't play any defense, doesn't come back. Is Patrick Laine the same guy? The fact that Montreal wants to move him should tell you something, right? Again, what would you have to give up for him? I think he's a UFA at the end of the year, though. James Farrell says, Grumpy, does the U.S. have a shot at the gold? I say now. I think Canada's too good. Yeah, no. They're not beating Canada. Canada's good. They're the best. Let's be honest.
Yep.
By far. Freedom Fund Adventure says, Son X is going to agree. TJ is just the Varlamov of this podcast. Both had knee surgery, cost their organizations money, haven't been seen in forever, and may never be seen by this audience again. That's
Agreed.
fair, X. I think that's a very fair.
Yep.
Very fair. Guggen says, Grumpy, did Randy Rhoads single-handedly introduce classic music to metal? Was his contribution to Ozzy's music monumental? I don't know if he was the one who single-handedly introduced that, but he was good. He died tragically at a very young age in a plane accident. And was his contribution to Ozzy's music monumental? Absolutely was. He was really good. Next comment, please, Mr. X. Drew adds, I guess then that makes Dog Z the Pierre Engvall of the podcast. Gets showcased a bit, gets his time in the spotlight, then disappears for eternity. Is that true? Where's little Dog Z? Where is he?
He's sleeping in the other room.
Sleeping in the other room.
Correct.
He knows. Freedom Fundamental goes, great news. Eklund is definitely coming to North America next season, and apparently Prokhorov too. I was surprised Prokhorov didn't come over this year. He said he wanted to, and for whatever reason didn't work out. And I'm glad Victor Eklund's coming over also. That is very good news for the Islanders. Outstanding news. Drew says, I think I saw like a couple of days ago that he's projected like 90 points in 66 WHL games this year. That was our 7th round draft pick, by the way. Okay. I don't know who he's talking about there. Freedom Fundamental says, went to friends for dinner and tried to pull a Sun X and take a cold beverage from the fridge, but it was locked. My gosh, I just spit. That was so funny.
I saw that.
They have 2 sons, 3 and 4, who apparently get up at night to eat. Grumpy needs a fridge and pantry locks.
Oh my
The
God.
whole thing is the warden is too busy giving him the keys to those fridges.
Yeah, the keys to the castle, baby. The keys of the kingdom.
Take this one, X.
Freedom says, what an absolute beautiful assist and goal by Yzerman. This week, I need to replay the assist multiple times to see how he pulled it off.
He's a bust.
Bust.
Drew says, look, all I know is I'm waiting to see what our prospects look like once they all get to the U.S., but the fact I'm hearing way more about Darce's prospects already than anything under Lou. Well, because Lou traded all his draft picks away. Drew says, it's already a good sign. I'm sorry, continuing. Regardless if they pan out or not, I just like being in the loop. No, he's really not much different, Darce and Lamoriello. I think he likes the camera a little bit more. I think that's his big thing. He likes being in the camera. So, I mean, maybe that's his thing. Drew says, Politin still needs more time to develop, but his point production is encouraging to see. Maybe next year, hopefully he lights it up in the WHL too. Yeah. I mean, these guys are going to take a while, right? They're 3, 4, 5 years. It's just the way it is, particularly for guys in lower rounds. Freedom Fund Adventure says, I couldn't tell you the last time I watched the Commie Bowl or their fruity halftime show, 12 years plus. The NFL is anti-American, and the product is just boring compared to what it was. True and true. Roger Goodell is like, he's the most useless league. He's a meat shield for the owners.
Okay, here's the thing. All of them are useless in all of the sports leagues.
He's
They're
a
all
meat
useless.
shield. He's a meat shield for the owners. And whatever direction the wind blows. But here's the thing. The whole thing is he's at the tail end of anything that happens. So he just comes off as being really, really? That was like so 2000.
Disingenuous, right?
2023 Goodell, just terrible. JP says, absolutely, it concerns me that there are supposedly small groupings of this fan base talking up Palat as if he's going to be a difference maker. Yeah, he just isn't. I'm sorry. James Farrell adds, the USA curling team is playing very well. Yeah, good for them. Rooting for him. James also adds, speaking of curling, guys, did you see the Canadian women's curling violation? If not, can you show the video?
Yes,
we cannot show the video. We can't
did hear about it, but yeah, we can't show it. Otherwise, the show will get
immediately
shut down. Yep.
takes our stuff down.
Yep.
Drew says LeBron broke the record for most All-Star losses with 11. LOL. Well, what does it tell you? You got to play an awful lot to lose that many.
That's true.
James Farrell says the USA broke a 20-year drought in speed skating in teams gold, I think.
Nice. I know they had one that was like the short track speed
not
skating.
short track. That's not speed skating. That's a
They had-
bastardized. That's a bastardized version of speed skating.
Okay, well, they had a short track speed skating, and one of the girls for the U.S. ended up slipping out, and they ended up losing.
The
They
shots
did
kid,
have the lead.
the shots kid has a number of golds now. James Farrell says, "Did you know there are singles in bobsled? I didn't know there was. Well, at the U.S. when they have all the guys flop out, yeah. I thought it was always a two and a 4-man bobsled. You got the skeleton, the luge." Freedom ads. Man, I saw Tom Wilson get ragdolled by a Frenchman. That's got to hurt pride. Horvat enjoying a strong playoff, and so is Brock. Is Horvat really enjoying that strong a playoff? I don't know. JP says, I'd watch the Olympics again if they brought a ring bell and a mic. Howard Finkel to the events. He could have rung the bell at that curling event and announced the winner result of a disqualification.
And disqualifications.
Yes. JP says, that's solid form by that lady. Absolutely.
Yeah, for the blocking. Yep.
Mario Vargas says the Canadian men's and women's curling team weren't cheating. They were displaying the Tom Brady competitiveness passion.
Oh my
Not true.
gosh.
Not true. Not true. Drew says these women could be used at left tackle more than Will Campbell. Yes. Look at the shoulders on them. Freedom Fun Red says great Olympic movie that I watched on Tubi is Eddie the Eagle. I didn't think it was that great. I mean, it's a good story, but it's your typical sports biopic.
And the answer to this is yes.
What?
Did the Norwegian cross country skier break Eric Heiden's records for the most?
No. The answer is no.
I thought he did. I thought he has the most Olympic gold medals for Winter
Eric
Olympics.
Heiden has 5 in one Olympics. He's going for 6 in this Olympics.
Oh, in a Olympics. Sorry, I thought I read it wrong. I thought he was talking about Winter Olympics all time. Gold
Could
medals.
he? Yes.
He could, yeah.
Will he? I
Who
think
knows?
he will. I think he will.
We'll see. I hope he does.
Says,
Boy.
will the Islanders turn on the afterburners in the final stretch after eating puppy chow? How is Dog Z's breath?
His breath smells like fish sometimes. It smells awful.
Disgusting.
It smells terrible.
Maybe give him gum or something.
You can't give him gum. Gum will kill him.
Maybe just squirt some in his mouth.
Oh my God. Okay.
Some doggy.
Do the Islanders turn off the afterburners? I think they will. I think they'll play well coming out of the international break solely due to not having a ton of players in it.
Okay.
I think it'd be a little different if Russia was in there and, Sorokin was playing all these games. I think maybe he might be a little bit tired coming back.
Would Sorokin even be the starter? They'd have Vasilevsky and Shesterkin as well.
It would either be Vasilevsky or Sorokin would be the starter. Based off of performance this year,
Okay.
saying solely based off performance this year, it'd be either Vasilevsky or Sorokin is the starter.
You know what's the worst thing in figure skating? In like doubles, this guy slew-footed his partner.
Oh,
his
man.
girl partner.
They whip those girls. Those girls got to weigh
He
about
spin her
12
down,
pounds.
and then he goes and he slew-foots her. Whoop! And out she goes. Ba-boom!
And the Freedom Fun Adventure here says, Best Buy girl is a better offensive lineman than TJ ever was.
That's a little strong. A little strong. Gungu says, has Roger Goodell's NFL jumped the shark? Yes. Was Drake May's performance in the Super Bowl akin to a skid mark?
Yes.
Yeah, his whole playoff season
It was
was.
bad.
He only completed like 55% of his passes in postseason. That's just not good enough.
And then Freedom says again, McDonald's girl is also could have taken TJ's job.
She was a finisher. She really knew how to finish that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She finishes her blocks for sure.
James Farrell says Matt Crosby did not say, I'm tired of this crap. He wants out or they just want to trade him. He never said that. So stop. That's what has been reported by people around the league.
Yeah, it says Jay Glazer here says Matt Crosby reportedly wants out of Vegas.
Is Jay Glazer. He's more connected than I am. He's not the only guy. A lot of people are saying it. Gugun says, Grumpy, would you be comfortable if the Islanders traded Pajot but not Lee? Remember back to the old days when TJ would disappear multiple times during the podcast to P. I do remember that. They need to trade both guys. Why are you keeping anyone over the age of 30 on this roster?
Agreed.
Why? Mario Vargas says, I believe the Beatles were among the first to use classical instruments in rock, the trumpets in Penny Lane, the strings in Yesterday, and in I'm a Walrus full orchestra for a day in the life. I think what Gungun was trying to say was like for heavy metal, maybe. Freedom Fund Adventure said, then the Beatles absolutely did that stuff. Freedom Fund Adventure said, but that was also after they were doing mostly studio work and not going on the road anymore. Freedom Fund Adventure says, I want to know what kind of dirt Drew has on Sun X. Boy, Drew says he has sent something. It gets posted immediately.
You want to know the dirt that he has? Drew sends the information through Twitter. That's the only thing that I pull up is Twitter.
There you go. That's the way to do
If
it.
you send me the information through Twitter and say you sent something through Twitter, I will pull it up on Twitter. DM either the TJ and the Grumpy Old Man Twitter or the Islanders Never Say Die Twitter. And I will be able to pull up the DMs in both of those. That's
Okay.
the only way that I can pull information up. So
All right, boy,
I'm just saying that's the dirt he has on me. He sends it
mighty
through.
defensive of that comment.
I'm not being defensive. I'm just saying.
Freedom Fund Adventure says, I hate Patrick Line, a horrible player and has off-ice issues. Hard pass. Gungun says, Grumpy, who did you relate more to, Ratner or Damone? I kind of wasn't either one, kind of in the middle. James Farrell says, Matt Crosby himself, they are liars. Stop listening to bull reporters. Okay. I'd still have no problem moving on from him if he didn't want to.
If he doesn't want to be there. Yep.
Drew
And then
says,
last comment. Grumpy.
and supposedly they had a meeting. He had a meeting with the new head coach. They had coffee. And this was after the Glazer tweet. And they just had a talk. They had a nice conversation, but nothing got resolved. So whatever. And he was probably unhappy with the coaching style, the trainers. He felt that they held him out at the end to tank for the first round.
Yes, correct. As he went ahead and showed off that he was able to play basketball at his house and all that, and he was perfectly healthy and fine. And that was absolutely a FU to the Raiders, 100%.
And I'll say, when you're talking shit like that about the team, things are not good.
It's the same thing with who the kid for the Bills, how the owners are saying pretty much that he sucks. The owner of the Bills said that he sucks, the wide receiver. I think so did the GM, said that he sucks. So it's like, okay, they're obviously not going to keep this guy next year after they just came out and said in an interview that he pretty much sucks, that they didn't really want him. He's not going to be there next year. You can't have a guy like that there.
When ownership is ripping a player, that's not good news for the player.
Yep. Yeah, that's why I'm like, he won't be there next year.
Drew says, to be honest, I'm going to have to listen to what X just said, because I have the podcast on mute right now.
I just said that you send information through Twitter. That's why I pull it up. And anyway, that's the last comment of the night, Grumpy. Okay. Anything you want to say before we hop off?
I just wanted to say love and laughter to everyone who listens and even those who don't, from Sun X and the Grumpy Old Man.
I want to thank everybody for coming out and listening to the podcast. As always, love the interaction in the comments, and we will see you guys next time. Thanks, Grumpy.
My pleasure.